Hello there, welcome to Genesis Models. My name is Bob Waldron and welcome to this new inbox review. We're going to be taking a look at this beauty just here. It is the English Electronic Lightning, the F.2A or F.6. It is in a whopping 1/32 scale and it's by Trumpeter. Now this kit is going to set you back around about £120 RRP. Probably nicely get it cheaper on the Genesis Models website, and it was a new tool in 2009, so oldish, no, kind of a medium sort of age. But let's take a look and see what this is all about. So let's get started with the main piece here, our fuselage. Let's have a really good look at the actual surface detail, which is really impressive on this kit, and a lot to it. If we bring you in nice and close, what you will see is some really gorgeous surface detail. It is very crisp. Lots and lots of recessed rivets, recessed panel lines, right? Bags and bags and bags of detail all over the surface detail, right? As you can see, absolutely tons and tons of it, and we have it on both sides, obviously, of this fuselage section. So as you can see, it is very impressive, just straight out. It's a big chunk. As you can see, this is going to be a nice big model as well. On the inside, there's no detail going on in here. It's all done separately. Next bit is the actual wings as well, just to show you even more actually how gorgeous, to get you to focus, how gorgeous the surface detail is throughout this kit, right? And the cool thing is, these aircraft, you could have them in natural metal finish as well. So I'm just imagining all this recess rivet detail and recess panel line detail is really going to make for a very cool natural metal finish. If you wanted to do those markings, they had loads and loads of markings with these lightnings, so you have got a lot to choose from. But yeah, natural metal finish would look really cool on all of this surface detail. So surface detail is looking to be like a good sort of, you know, maybe a 9 out of 10. It's pretty damn good. We then have all this internal detail on these two sprues just here. We have, let's show you a bit of our cockpit detail. All right, pretty nice, good detailed, pretty crisp buttons and dials going on there. A bit more internal cockpit detail with all these sort of hoses and stuff going on, recessed rivets and stuff as well in the cockpit tub. Moving along again, more dials. I mean, there is a slight bit of flash maybe like here and there, but it's nothing major. It's not like major problem kind of flash, but there's an odd little bit here and there. Might get a little bit worrying when we see this blanked out instrument display panel. No, there isn't like decals to go on there, which we don't want in 1/32 scale. There's some cool stuff I'll show you later on. We do have engine exhausts. Actually looks really crisp, very well detailed, looking very nice. As you can see just down there, looking so cool with all that sort of kind of ribby detail going on with the engine exhaust. We have a ejector seat here as well, which again is full of detail, which is kind of what you expect with 1/32 scale, is lots of lovely fine detail, which is what you expect as well for the price tag of about £120. Moving along, again, lovely detail. Again, we have our wheel wells just here, which in all fairness is some of the nicest detail for wheel wells I've seen, to be fair. These doors look absolutely amazing as well, right? So they're going to look so cool, especially again with the natural metal finish. These wheel well doors as well, I mean, that looks so much cool detail in it. I am seeing a couple of ejector pin marks in there, but the landing gear will go over that, so probably not much to worry about with that. But yeah, looking really cool. Now there is a few other sort of bags in here, which I won't get them all out just to kind of speed things up, but we do have like your missiles in this bag just here. Again, the surface detail is like the same as what you've been seeing throughout the kit. A few little odds and sods on here. Again, I've shown you most of what the detail is about the kit and whatnot. I have noticed the air intakes, they do have some ejector pin marks in there, so you might have to fill and stand them. But other than that, looking good. Now we do get this cool little box as well that comes ones in here, which we kind of put all our delicate parts by the looks of it in here. Right, so let's just open this up. We have like our two belly configuration just here. Again, surface detail is just like the rest of the kit. This is just like the F2 or the F6 version. You kind of get to pick between them. And then, which is rather cool, if I just kind of open up this, our clear part bag, and let's have a look at the actual canopy of this. So let's have a look. As you can see, it's looking pretty nice and clear. I'll just put it up to the camera, and we are looking I mean, maybe a little bit scuffy. I mean, it's in its own box, but it still looks a little bit scuffy, so maybe a bit of a polish up a little bit, but it's still looking pretty crystal clear. We have our instrument display panels here. It's in the form of being like clear parts, and this is so that you can mix it with this cool little sort of sheet film just here, just so as you can get all those dials looking pretty damn cool. So nice instrument display panel to go with our 1/32 scale just there. So clear parts looking good. We do get some rubber wheels as well. Love it or hate it. I have found, I mean, I know some people say that rubber wheels can go a bit funny over time. The models I've had for 10 years with rubber road wheels, they've been fine, but I have found that with one of them it did warp a little bit, and I don't know if that's because I've got a bit of super glue on there or something. But yeah, they can be over time a little bit of a eyesore possibly. It's kind of like a bit hit and miss with a rubber road wheel, so I love them or hate them. Got some fuel tanks. I hate these things. I think they look absolutely stupid on the top of the aircraft, so I never put them on, but you know, each to their own. And then we've got again the tail section here. Again, the surface detail is the same as the rest of the model. So let's move along with all our instructions and decals and all that good stuff. So here are our decals. Now there is 3 sheets of decals with this, but yes, just looking at them, we can just about make out the actual writing of actually what's being written on here to a degree. For 1/32 scale, you hope to kind of see like almost like what's being written there. They do kind of feel good. Haven't had much experience with Trumpeter decals, but they seem to be okay. You know, micro solid set, always start with that, and then if it's a bit of a stubborn decal, always go up to Mr. Mark softer and setter is the way I kind of normally go about decaling. But yeah, they look quite nice and cool. And then we have the other 2 sheets here, which I think is for the 2 different sets of markings that we get with this kit, which we get, if we just kind of show you just here, our first set of markings here, the Lightning F6. Right, this is the one with the 2 color camo pattern and the natural metal finish going on underneath. Right, I do like this one, to be fair, as well. We do have color call outs for, you know, Mr. Hobby, Vallejo, Model Masters, Tamiya and Humbrol. But I normally just go with whatever is the best color match from whatever manufacturer. We have the F.2A version, which is just the green top and our natural metal finish on the underside, right? But as I say, there is lots and lots of different markings that you could get for these Lightning, so you know, you've got a lot to choose from. Now the instructions, we'll start off with these. We have a little picture on the front and what it is, and then we move along to starting off with the cockpit. The cockpit's going to have, if I bring you in a bit closer, right, it's going to have a lot of sort of detail going on with this by the looks of it. There is so much bags and bags of detail, the ejector seat and everything. You're going to have a lot of fun kind of like building this up and putting a lot of nice effort into your cockpit area. And then we have the actual engine section and the air intake and everything. Again, there was lots of detail there, so you could really do some nice fancy stuff with that. Now the wing section looks quite simple, just seems to be like our landing gear area just there, and then you bring your 2 halves together. Looks quite simple. And I have already looked through this, and it does seem to be quite just kind of like a big, easy sort of put together, as you can just see from going through all this. And then it's just bring your 2 fuselage halves. Sorry, my throat's a bit yeah, your air brakes looks like they can be open or closed. Couple of different options for whether it's the F6 or the F2 version. which you'll see more closely with like the underbelly. You've got that kind of slight little difference with the F6 and the F2, and it's just all lots of little bits going on the fuselage section. So the fuselage section, and then you're basically done just looking at this. I mean, you kind of bring your two wing sections together, and then you pick your missiles, put them on, and if you are so inclined to put on those ugly looking fuel tanks that go on top, then you can do that if you so wish. So looks pretty sort of straightforward. The instructions pretty kind of like should get you there quite nicely, and the build of it does kind of seems to be kind of quite simple. So what we have here is a pretty big 1/32 scale kit that seems to have bags and bags and bags of detail in there. The fit should be kind of good. It seems like a pretty simple construction, but for £120 it's kind of a bit out there in all fairness, but it's a big kit. It's one of them, it kind of, you know, when you go into 1/32 scale things get a bit pricey, but that seems to be a bit pricey. But then again, it's a 1/32 scale jet. It's kind of a little bit debatable, but it does look really good. I must admit, I do love a Lightning, especially Airfix's 1/48 scale, but sadly they've kind of almost discontinued that. I'm sure they'll bring it out again in the future, so I am looking forward to seeing them re-release their 1/48 scale Lightning, because I would like to do a step-by-step of building that version. Other than that, definitely a big thumbs up here at Genesis Models for Trumpeter's BAE Lightning F.2A or the F.6 1/32 scale. But as always, until next time, my name is Bobby Waldron, this is Genesis Models, and I hope you've enjoyed.